today we woke up and we chose violence. I hope you're ready for this. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going through one of my 3 glute workouts that I do that has grown my glutes over the last 5 years, literally from this to this. A couple of things before I start the session on what I've done before the session. 1, I've made sure to eat a high protein and high carb meal before this. I literally had chicken on toast with an apple as my breakfast this morning. Next up, I always take 3 supplements with every single workout that I do, especially when it's leg day. In here today, I've got Ghost Pump, I've got Ghost Joint, and I've got Ghost Size. I'll write a little blurb on the screen so you know exactly what's what, just in case you want to take them. Lastly, before we start the session, I have just done a 5-minute walk on the treadmill, glute activation, and some stretches to make sure that my body is pumped and ready to go. So today's workout is obviously glute focused, but we are hitting more of the quads in this workout than the hamstrings and anything else, which is good because we love big quads. Okay, let's go. Straight in with the glute science here today. We are going to be putting our feet high and close together. This just takes a little bit of the focus away from the quads and puts it more onto the glutes when we're doing leg press. In this exercise, we're hitting the maximus, the medius, and the minimus. This exercise is a great exercise on its own, but also if you don't want to do squats or you don't like squats, this is a great substitute. My top tips to feel this in the glute is 1, make sure that your feet are in the correct position. 2, you really want to do some glute activation before this and you'll feel it right in the glutes. When you finish doing your 10 reps of this, I want you to move your feet right down like I have, and we're doing something called pulses, which is also known as partials. There's so much scientific research around partials saying that it really does help growth of the muscles as well. So make sure you're not missing this out. You want to do a 10-second pulse at the end of each workout. We are now doing Bulgarian split squats. Again, I can only apologise for these. So there is so many different variations and ways to set this up. Trust me, I've tried and errored all of them, and this is the one that I find helps me the best. You want to put these little arms that you use to squat right down the bottom. You want to put the barbell down the bottom and have your pad down the bottom. This just means that you're not focusing on balance, and that's where most people go wrong. All they do is when they do it on the bench, they focus on kind of like not wobbling about. But on this, you're holding this, so you have no problem with that. Even though having the squat rack here takes away the balance element, it's still important that we get the correct technique. So you want to make sure you do a little dummy run before you pick up your weights. In my personal opinion, the best way to hit your glutes while doing this is to have your legs just a little bit more than a 90-degree angle. You also want to make sure that you're pushing your hips back and you are slightly tilting your body to face downwards. It just means that you're getting this full stretch in your glute. If you stay just right, this is going to hit your under and upper glute, which is really going to help with your shape. Next up, we have this magical machine, Abductions, and we're doing a superset, which I do every single time. And I've done this for probably about 4 years now, and it's never failed me. I know that there was a lot of speculation around whether this actually hits your glutes or not, and yes, it absolutely does. It is biomechanically impossible for this to not hit your glutes. Yes, it does hit things like your piriformis, but it does also hit your glutes, so do not worry, you are not wasting your energy or time on this machine. First section of the superset. We are leaning back like this. If your machine does not lean back like this, then just sit back onto your chair and make sure you try and have that angle of leaning back. No, don't be silly, you're fine. Other than that, you just want to make sure that you are kind of like tilting your pelvis forward so you are hitting the top bit of your glute here. Okay, I always put my hands on my belly. It just helps me breathe. If not, I hold my breath the whole way. Okay, so we're doing 10 of these. Okay, 10, 9. Nice. Okay, right, now you want to bring the chair forward again. You need to bump the weight up because it is a lot easier to do this. So I'm now on 80 kg. What you want to do is you want to push your hips right back into the back, and you just want to lean forward. If you have something to hold on to in front of you, that's what you want to do. So what this is doing is it's creating this massive stretch on your glutes, and it's going to make sure that you hit your upper, and your, oh my god, what's it called? The maximus, the main glute muscle. So for this, we are going to do 10, and then we're going to do a set of 10 seconds pulses as well. And you want to hold even more and take it nice and slow. 10, 9. Make sure you breathe, if not you're going to feel very lightheaded. Nah. Next up, we have kickbacks. This is probably like the one that I get asked about the most, so I definitely want to make sure that I explain this correctly for you. Form is priority and keeping the weight low is priority. I've been doing this exercise for roughly around 4 years and I've managed to work my way up to 55 kilograms. But like I said, I've been doing this for like 4 years. Must be when I first started, I was like on no weight. Right, bear with me on this exercise because I've got a lot of points to say about this. First up, the beginning stance is very important and your arms play a bigger part in this than you think. These are the things that are going to stabilize you and balance you. So in my opinion, I like to have 2 hands off. Sometimes I like to touch my glutes. Sounds weird, but it just helps me make sure that I'm targeting the right bit. Then you want to make sure you're bracing your core and your back is so still you don't move it. You want to make sure you're doing a swinging motion with your leg, not a kicking motion with your leg. This just makes sure that you're hitting the top glute as much as you can. I'm not looking forward to these. I definitely think these are worse than Bulgarian split squats because I just always lose balance and I feel like I'm going to fall over, which you'll probably see quite a few times in this video. But one thing we want to make sure, again with the Bulgarian split squats, is that we are angling our top body a little bit over our knee. This just makes sure that we're getting that nice big stretch in the glutes. You want to make sure that your knees aren't going over your toes just to protect your knees and to make sure that you're caring for your knee health as well. That was actually disgusting. Fully rank. Session finished and I'm now going to do about 15 minutes just walking on the treadmill to cool my body down, and while I'm doing that I'm adding a scoop of Ghost Clear Weight Isolate into my water because it's only 100 calories and 25 grams of protein, so it helps me to stay nice and lean but still build muscle, which is a little tip for you galleys: keep yourself nice and trim but still build those glutes. Thank you guys so much for watching and make sure to check out my other 2 glute workouts that are coming soon.